focusing on working in some of the finished areas of our home. Okay, YouTube family, my kitchen cabinets are complete. I love the way the green turned out. I think it looks so good with the island and the wood beams. And then, you know, this whole back wall is tile, so I think it really looks so beautiful with the tile color. And I'm glad that I did the green cabinets instead of leaving the cabinets white and doing the green walls. I think it looks so good. I'm gonna show you a whole bunch of clips. I think it looks adorable with my little shelf. It gives it so much personality. Is our home ever finished? I don't know. I feel like we're gonna always be tweaking and making things more and more homey for us here. And one of the things that we've been working on over the past couple weeks was adding some character to this kitchen space, just adding a few things to make things a little bit more convenient here in the kitchen. And there's something else that we need to add to this space that we have not done yet. Before you get watching this episode, I want to take a second to thank everyone who subscribed to our channel. We are on the road to 200,000 subscribers. So if you're new to our channel and you enjoy our content today, we encourage you to hit subscribe and help us reach our goal. And I think that this is something that we've learned as a lesson, and I think we've learned this lesson the hard way over the past couple of years living in this house. It has almost been 3 years that we have been here in this house that we bought completely abandoned, and we have been turning each of the spaces into a home. And it feels like we haven't been here that long, and just now that we've had a couple of winters here, there's something that we need to add to this kitchen space that I think is really going to add so much to the lifestyle that we have here. As you know, our very first winter here, we stressed big time because time was ticking for us to get a heating system into this house. We were told when we purchased the house that there was a furnace in the basement and ductwork and all the things you need to run a furnace, but that just needed to be hooked up, which we knew Philip could do. Problem was, when we got here, there was no furnace, there was no ductwork, there was some floor vents, but nothing connected to anything, which left us going into our very first winter with absolutely zero heating sources in this home other than one bathroom baseboard heater, which clearly wasn't going to heat our 2,600-ish square foot home that we have here. So we went shopping for a large wood stove to put into our living room space, and we absolutely have fallen in love with heating with wood. And so we are actually putting in a small one here that we can also cook on top of in the kitchen, which will be ready and able to be operating for us for next winter. But we do want to have a secondary heat source. And so today, during our video, we're going to add something to this house that's going to give us a little bit more comfort in the times when maybe we just aren't feeling up to stacking the wood stove. We run that thing from the beginning of winter right into literally almost 2 weeks ago. We actually had it going. It's going to be June in a couple days. We had it going the other night because it was rainy and cool, and it's just nice to put the wood stove on. So we're operating it for a good 6 months out of the year here in Nova Scotia. But we had a couple times over this course of the winter when we weren't feeling that great, or you have so many things going on, or you go out for the day, and then when you get home at dinner time, for example, the house is freezing because no one has been here to stack it all day. So we need something to combat some of those problems. But there's something that we need to consider, a few things we need to consider to be able to make this thing we're adding to our space more useful for us, because we have a lot of power outages and we have a lot of big storms, and so we've taken a lot of factors into consideration to what we're adding for this secondary heat source. So in our eat-in side of the kitchen, we obviously eat here. It's our eat-in side of the kitchen. So we love that we have this open concept space. And when we do have that small wood stove operating in the corner here, how cozy and homesteady is that going to feel? And I selected one that had a flat top so I can cook on it if we do have power outages. Remember, we had Hurricane Fiona. We had 11 days with no power. And so although he had a generator and a solar generator, it was nice to still be able to do things like cook in our large wood stove, but I want to be able to do that in the kitchen space and not in the living room. And so I really love that we have this really homey wood stove in the kitchen. Our large wood stove that's in the living room heats the main floor really well, but as you know, heat rises. And so it keeps the living room and hallway and then upstairs toasty warm. But it leaves this pantry and kitchen side a lot cooler. And sometimes it's really cold in here where you don't really want to spend a lot of time in here, and you either do dishes quick or you eat quick and then you're out. And so that's why we really wanted to have the wood stove in the kitchen space. But we do want to have something that is a secondary that doesn't require us to stock it with wood. And so we're going to install a heat pump today, which is also going to do heating and cooling. We probably had 2 days all of last summer where we would have used the AC. So that's really not our main reason why we want to add the heat pump. It's to have a secondary so that if we're not feeling well or someone isn't feeling up to it, or you do go out for the day, you do have something going to be able to warm up the space a little bit. And I've read a lot of reviews on the heat pump that we're going to install. It's from COSTWAY, so thank you so much to COSTWAY for gifting us this for our home. We're so excited to be able to use it. It has amazing reviews, and it's very user-friendly to install for homeowners. So we're actually going to be installing this ourselves, which is great. There's a lot of mini splits or heat pumps require a company to come out and do the work for you. And we're gonna show you how easy this is to put in. And this is our first time going to be doing this. So we've done a bunch of research on what we need to do. The main reason we're going to put it in this corner here where Eden is it is a wall that goes to obviously an exterior of our property here, which is where we need to put the outside unit for the heat pump. But as you can see, we have a lot of windows and there isn't really any space on any walls in any of the rooms on our main floor to be able to put a heat pump, or even really an AC unit. We wouldn't want to have your traditional AC unit in the window or anything here for aesthetics. And of course, we're focusing more on needing the heating aspect than the cooling aspect. And that's just not going to cut it having something just in the window with the vents. So our heat pump is going to go up in this space, and we're going to be lowering our TV or possibly not having the TV there at all. We'll have to see the spacing and everything when we get it done. We do love the TV in here for watching maybe like sports nights and having like fun little fiestas here in the Eden side. And also I like to listen to music while I'm doing things in the kitchen with the boys. And so I do like having the TV in here, although we don't really watch TV on the TV. But we're gonna see if we can just lower it. I also still need to paint this green because I forgot that in the process of painting the kitchen cabinets. I think I just forgot it was over here and kind of just does its own thing in this corner. So first step is gonna be taking out the TV here and removing the bracket so that we can start the install for the heat pump. And again, I'm going to leave all the information for the heat pump down in the description box. So if you want to look at any of the reviews or look at the product for your own home, then you can do that down in the description box. Okay, we have some install to do. Very like sleek and minimalist looking. That's nice.
Yeah.
It's not like flashy colored buttons or anything. Just locating the middle of the wall right now so that we can get this centered in between the space. And I think just because this is an old house, we're gonna have to do a little bit of wood reinforcing behind, just like we did with the TV, because this is actually hollow here other than insulation. And then back, I would say 4.5 inches are the actual beams, stud beams. So we're gonna build up a bit with some 2x4s, which is not normally how you would have to install this because our house is so old. We have to do a few adjustments, which is very typical when you're renovating a house from 1800s. So again, this part will not be necessary in your installation for a heat pump, but because we have our older house, we need to do this. So everything is color coded and there's labels on it. So as long as you follow the color coding and the labels. There are label markers inside, so you know where everything needs to go. So these are the cords that need to go through, and they are going to attach obviously to the inside unit, go through our wall, and then down and connect to the outside unit. Okay, that one's not foam, so you can pull that one. It's got rubber coating on it, or wire coating on it. Now that we have the exterior hole and the interior hole in for the wires to go through, they've given us a cap here to be able to make sure we have a nice clean edge and some putty. It's going to open this putty here so that you fill in any spaces that are around so that you don't have airflow or insects or anything coming in. We have the inside unit all hung up here, and then obviously the hole there is where our TV will be. Just a little bit of wiring the same we did on the inside. On the outside, it's the similar panel, has the color coding and the labels, and you're just following the codes. I am just finishing getting the cabinet green and the handles back on. This is what the mini split looks like. It looks very low profile. It's really just in a corner that we don't really even look at in the kitchen. We did keep the TV there for now. We can have the venting where the heat comes out. Seems to be like working fine that way. If we find that we don't really need it there, then we can always just take the TV down. We also have a future plan for something to do with this, which is actually our fuse box. So that is not going to be there eventually. So just hang tight for what that looks like for now. I'm gonna get my handles on, and then this project is complete. So overall, the 2400 BTU ductless mini split was really easy to install. As you saw, Philip and I were able to do that together ourselves, and we'd never done this before. So it was really nice for us to be able to get this in and have a secondary heat source. Again, I want to thank so much to COSTWAY for sending this to us to be able to use for this video. It's going to be a wonderful addition to our home, and it's something that we definitely needed to add to our homestead. And so if you are interested in getting one of these for your own home, you can find all of the ductless mini splits on COSTWAY website. I will leave all the information down in the description box for you. Over the next couple of weeks, you're going to see us working on some really incredible projects. I can't even share with you what our next insanely large project is going to be. We will be working on our barn shortly, but we have a really amazing project that we're going to be working on before the barn happens. I cannot tell you yet. It's an absolute secret, but you're going to find out in just about a week's time. But we're going to be working behind the scenes for this next week or so, getting everything prepared. So stay tuned for our daily episodes this entire month. We're going to blow you away. This is going to be amazing. Stay tuned. If you're new to our channel, hit subscribe. We are on the road to 200,000 subscribers. So help us out, click the button, like this video, and we will see you on the next episode. And there you have it. My handles are on, and this area is done for now.